Hello! I thought I'd give you a little tour around my 1982 Ford Transit Mk2. I bought this as a work vehicle. I bought it to use. It was between buying something like this and buying something just a few years old, which I'm not really comfortable with, A, because of depreciation, and B, because I wouldn't be able to fix it easily, and I've heard there are a lot of problems with the newer stuff. So I thought I'd stick with what I know and go for something classic. It also has the bonus of being tax and MOT exempt next year, so that's always nice. I found this online in Northampton, and it had previously been through a classic car auction, I believe local to me, and then this dealer had it, so obviously they were looking to turn a bit of a profit on it. There were a couple of little issues with it, one being the clutch was slipping. Basically it wasn't running brilliantly, so what I did is I bought it and then decided to go through it and just give it a really good service, etc. Yeah, it's turned out to be a great little vehicle. The bed on the back is original, as you can see by the 4-digit area code. I believe you could get them in wood, steel and alley back in 1982, and this is obviously the alley bed, which arguably doesn't look as good as the wood, but is more practical. Yeah, so it's just single wheel at the back. It's a 120. I believe that's roughly what it can carry, so 1200 kilos. And I'm not sure about these bits, whether these have been added on. I think possibly. I'm not 100% sure. With regards to welding and stuff, I don't think it's had any patches before I got... Actually, I lie. It had a little bit of work on I believe the driver's side step, which is where they always go. And it turned out that it needed a little bit of work just in this bit down here, which my dad welded up for me. And then I sort of filled it and painted it. And yeah, that's about all the work it's had. And then I wax rolled the whole thing, did cavity wax inside the chassis, etc. I went through the cooling system, replaced loads of bits, had a friend rebuild the carb on it. I went to another friend of mine, and he helped me replace the clutch. That's Kev's shed, if you're interested. He does lots of bits on motorbikes mainly, so worth checking out his channel, it's really good. Then I stone chipped it all up inside under here to protect it. I managed to source 4 new shocks as well, replace those because it was quite bouncy. It's still not the best riding thing, but then it doesn't really matter. It's got big 14-inch tyres, 14-inch wheels with, massive balloon tyres, so it takes most things fairly well. Yeah, it's sort of a little bit, I'm not sure what the word is, sort of bouncy, jiggly, whatever you want to say, but as soon as you're out on the open road it's fine. There's no problems at all. I think in the past somebody has just painted these up in sort of a primer colour, which I think looks quite smart. So inside you didn't get a lot back in the day, not even a fag lighter or a radio or anything like that. You got this little fuse box here, and I do have the cover for that, but it falls out. We've got a fuel gauge and water temp, and then a very optimistic speedo, overreads by about 6 or 7 miles an hour. But once you know the deal, you know the deal. I think the headlining shrunk a little bit with age, but still all original, all there. The seats are in really good nick. And this one has the slightest of tears just here, which is where obviously you slide in and out. But I've just sort of taped that up and then put the seat cover on just to protect it. You've got these big monster switches and a very rattly dash, all very creaky and rattly. And you've got a heater. What more do you need? 4-speed gearbox on this. I think they went to a 5-speed not long after this year. So it sits happily at, I usually drive it around 50. You can do 60 in it, but it gets a little bit loud. So just cruise between 50 and 55 and she's very happy. It all seems to work. Well, it all does work. No issues with it there. It's got these original rubber mats, or one rubber mat that runs through the body there. All nice and clean under there, look. It's got the original toolkit in there as well, with the jack in it and a few other bits, which is quite nice. And just on the back there you can see it was East Midlands Truck Centre Limited. I did need to get some touch-up paint to do the doorsteps, etc., and do a couple of other little bits. And I struggled to find the actual paint code. I think it's Dove Grey, it turned out. I had a paint place just scan it and then mix me something up. I think it's called Dove Grey. It's a lovely colour. It's sort of like an off-white, really classic. It makes it look a bit older than it actually is, especially with these round headlamps in the front, which were then superseded by the square, I believe. I've sort of read some conflicting information that you could get both at the same time. So if you do know any more specific details about that, then let me know. I've replaced the front plate with a period style one, because I thought that the modern one looked really naff. And the back is a Rigonal, which is really nice. Look at that. So it's got clear wax oil on all of the outside bits of metal as well, and all inside the engine bay. So I don't feel too bad about running it through the winter. Just keep rinsing it off. This black here is from when you drop the tailgate and you've got the engine running. It just sits up there. Look. There you go. I'll pop the bonnet and you can have a look underneath. Nice and easy. Big positive clunk. Oh dear. Bear with me. So yeah, this has all got clear wax oil on it. It's really not bad for the age, and obviously these rotted like Billy Ho. So I bled all the brakes up, changed all the brake fluid, and so we know that all stops. It all stops nicely now. And flushed the cooling system 2 or 3 times. No power steering. Just a steering box there, but once you're moving off it's fine. It's nice to have the servo assisted brakes on. So my friend rebuilt the carb for me. He knows all Ford stuff, and it's these bits. This is what was causing the running issues. Was this diaphragm here, and in his words they turned to snot, which it did. It was very sort of gooey, and he said they're sort of considered a service item in that you replace them every 3 years, or he used to back when he ran a garage. So I replaced the top and bottom hose, and the water pump was actually done before I bought it. I sourced this here, and this bit here, because these weren't on it, and obviously that helps with cold starts. And the bolts sheared off in the manifold, so I just used these metal ties because, you know, it's a lot of effort I didn't want to go to, and you know, who's going to look at it? It all works. Replaced the air cleaner element, fuel filter, nice and easy, look. And I found these new old stock bits into motor And actually the leads on this, because it had only done 20,000 miles when I bought it, the leads on it were original, and the plugs as well. So I'm 99% sure the mileage is correct. I don't think it would be in this condition if it had done 120,000 miles. So yeah, look, you can even see Ford Motor Co. Basildon on there. Motorcraft hoses, new old stock for the nerds out there. I run it on 2050 weight oil. It's actually just mineral oil at the minute, but I'm going to switch over to 2050 synthetic because Millers do one, and I've got an E30 325 which I run on that, and it loves it. It stops the seals from leaking, etc. Obviously it's a high zinc oil. I'm not sure how much that matters with this, but it does with the old BMW engine, so I'll put that in here as well. So yeah, yeah, nice and tidy, lovely old thing. I will start it up, you can listen to it. Hopefully it's out of gear. It has been running for a little while because I just unloaded it over there. Sweet as a nut, mate. So it's a 2 litre Pinto. Seems to do about 16 to maybe a bit more, 18 mpg. And it's not been opened up, so I have to use lead additive in order to protect those valve seats. But that's no hardship. At some point I'll probably get it done, but it works for now. And yeah, so I'm quite happy bunging that in. Anyway, it runs really nicely, and I thoroughly enjoy driving it. The other thing is you can take this thing anywhere, any wood yard. 99% of customers notice it or want to talk to you about it, or they say that they had one back in the day or whatever, and yeah, you're mobbed in builders yards and stuff. People just love to see them, and it brings back great memories. In fact, I've had more attention and stuff driving this than I have any of the classics I've ever owned, and that includes a Honda NSX, so that's saying something. People just love it. I think it's just such an accessible vehicle. It's such a friendly looking vehicle as well. It just makes people happy to see on the road and working, not just going to a show or whatever. So yeah, any questions, let me know. And if you've got any more information on these, because I'm a BMW man really, I don't know a huge amount about these old trucks, well, Fords really. So any information you have that's interesting, let me know in the comments. So, right, we'll take it for a little test drive. So it's actually got a cable clutch, which is super light, which makes it really nice to drive on long journeys and also in traffic, stuff like that. So it's got just enough modern stuff on it, so it's not a chore. It's got electric screen wash and electric wipers, and I think that's about it. No radio, no thing like that, like I said. So that's the one thing I'd probably retrofit at some point, is possibly some sort of power point, just so that I can charge my sat nav or whatever, my phone. It's got a 2-speed heater fan. The first setting being alright, not really enough, and the second one just being really loud. But the heater works well, and that's all you need really, isn't it? I replaced these that happens a lot. I replaced these weather strips as well. were starting to crack and look a bit tired, and also there were bits missing, and I was worried about quite a lot of water getting down and sitting in the doors. I always have the window dropped on this side a little bit, so if you put it right up and you're going sort of 50 miles an hour, it'll whistle away. It's actually quite annoying. It's got, I think, 78 horsepower and literally some torque. I'm not exactly sure how much. It's enough. I don't think I'd like to have the 1600. Yeah, I don't think it'd be enough at all. But 2 litre does quite well. I know you could get I think an Essex V6 in this. I actually spoke to a customer once, and he said that he ordered a fleet of 14 of them for his company back in the day with the Essex V6 in, and he said they did about 14 mpg on the run. So although I don't mind the fuel economy on this, I think 14 is a bit strong. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.